Hello VC, what's going on? It's me, Will, and I'm finally back with a new video. And first of all, I think this may be a little bit of a long video because I do have a lot of stuff to show you today. I have been picking up a lot of CDs and records and new music that have been released recently. Lots of really great new releases. And I haven't made a video in a long time, so I do have to catch up and show you a lot of stuff in this video. But before getting started with the music, I wanted to show you a couple of things that for some reason I keep forgetting to show in my past videos. Starting off with the newest comic strip from Andy's Vinyl Den. And in case, I'm sure a lot of people in the VC already subscribe to Andy, but I'll put a link here in the description to his channel anyway, so you can go ahead and check out Andy, because he's a great VC member and a great artist, because he drew this Tales from the Dead Wax comic strip. And as you may know, it's a lot of stories inspired from people in the VC, or from stories from people in the VC. And it was done really, really nicely. He's a great artist, and the stories are really funny. Lots of great references to things that only people in the VC would know throughout the comic strip too. And I think a lot of people in the VC really appreciate something physical that they can hold and read, especially that's something that's based on VC members, or stories from VC members. And my favorite one was the one from Vinyl Richie right there. It's a really funny story. So yeah, really cool stuff coming in from Andy's Vinyl Den. Also came in signed from Andy, so thanks for doing that, Andy. And he also sent me a little drawing in the packaging, in the filler for the packaging when he sent out the comic with a picture of a potato. I really appreciate that. Thank you for doing that, Andy. Really cool stuff coming in from Andy's Vinyl Den. Alright, one piece of VCLT that I got from Amy from Vinyl Hysteria. Great VC channel. Again, I put a link here in the description, so you can go ahead and check out Amy's channel. If you like my videos and if you like my type of music, you will probably like Vinyl Hysteria's channel. Very into indie rock, very into punk rock as well. Great taste in music, huge fan of Sleater Kinney. So yeah, check out Vinyl Hysteria. She sent out this print from Green Day, a promo print for one of the albums in the trilogy, Dos. Really cool stuff. I think she got it during Record Store Day, and one of the promo items that she got during Record Store Day. And of course, she knows that I'm a huge fan of Green Day, so she sent that out. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I don't have one of this, so I'm gonna try to find some space in my wall here in the back to frame it and put this one up there. Thanks again, Amy, for sending this out. One more thing, I did pick up the new, or I guess not so new anymore, this one came in a couple of months ago, is the New Noise magazine. I think this one came in, I think in March or April edition of the magazine. And it features the Screaming Females in the front cover. And of course, I'm a huge fan of the Screaming Females. This magazine is really cool because not only has Screaming Females in the front, but it was also drawn, the artwork here in the front was drawn by Marisa Paternoster, the singer and guitar player of the Screaming Females. And also it came in with a really cool flexi disc inside the magazine, transparent orange flexi disc with one song from the Screaming Females too. This is Take It Back. I think it's one of the songs from the new album, which is fantastic, by the way. I think I showed it in one of my last videos. And maybe one of my favorite albums of the year so far. And also features a really cool interview of the band. Alright, now starting off with some of the music. And also one thing that I keep forgetting to show. I think it was Dave Splash from the Dark Stuff that he was showing the newest album or the newest live album from the Pandoras. And I mentioned that I only have one item by the Pandoras, and it's for some reason it's on cassette. Even though I don't own many cassettes, I don't collect them, I don't really listen to cassettes very much. But I found it at the record store a long time ago, and this is actually a really good album by the Pandoras, and it's also a live record. And this one's called NYMPHOMANIA Live, and it came out originally in 1989 on Restless Records. And what's cool about the Pandoras is that it features, of course, Kim Shattuck of the Muffs, and also Melanie Vammen is also one of the previous members of the Muffs, which I'm a huge fan of. And of course I picked it up. The album is actually really good, even though I've heard kind of some mixed things about the Pandoras in the past. I think some of their stuff is really 80s, kind of cheesy sounding 80s music, but this is actually really good. I liked it. Here's the folded artwork for the cassette. It's really cool because it still has like the mail order form here in the end of the cassette, so you can cut it out and mail it out to get some additional stuff from the Pandoras. And there she is, Kim Shattuck and Melanie Bamman of the Muffs. And this is when Paula Pierce was still with the band, when she was still alive, so she's right there in the picture too. And yeah, really cool live album from the Pandoras. It's actually the only thing that I own from the Pandoras. I'm gonna try to pick up the newest live record that just came out just a few months ago. All right, let's move on to some new releases, and starting off with Breeders. This is their newest album that just came out I think last month, and this one's called All Nerve, and it came in 2018 on 4AD Records. Of course, with the traditional 4AD style of artwork in the front and back. I actually think the vinyl version of the album is in a different type of artwork. I only picked it up on CD because I only have all my Breeders albums are only on CD version, so I just wanted to keep it on CD. And there's the inside. And as far as the music, it's a decent Breeders album. I listened to it a few times, and there was really nothing that really caught my attention too much. It just sounds like a decent Breeders record. Nothing really out of the ordinary with the new Breeders album. And I guess something that kind of ticked me off about this record is when it came out, they kind of got a lot of... they were in the radio a lot, and I think I was listening to NPR, and they were comparing the Breeders with the Pixies. And of course, Kim Deal being a former member of the Pixies, they had to do the comparison. And I don't know what I got about that interview, but they made it sound, or they implied that the Breeders were back in the 90s were so much better than the Pixies, which I completely disagree with. You can't compare the Breeders with the Pixies. The Pixies are one of the most iconic bands ever, most legendary and influential bands. And I just don't think that there's like really a comparison. Of course, there's some similar things about their music, but I don't know. I just something that I got from that interview that I just didn't like, especially saying that they were so much better than the Pixies. I just didn't like that at all. But anyways, the new album is good. It's just decent, but it's not really their best, in my opinion. If you want to listen to something from the Breeders, pick up the first two albums, because those ones are really good. Alright, and let's check out a short clip from this record. I think the song that I like the most from this one is a song called, I think it's near the end, it's called Archangel's Thunderbird. Alright, let's move on to some more new music, and this one comes in from another legendary 90s band. This is from Belly, their newest album. This was called Dove, and it came out just a few weeks ago in 2018 on, actually I think this one was a self-release. The band did their own crowdfunding thing online. I signed up for it because I did want to get a signed copy of the record, and they sent it with signed by all the band members of Belly. This is a really cool packaging. They did a great job in this self-release. Here's the back with the really cool artwork. They also made it look like the old 4AD artwork with the new record. Here's the inner sleeve, some additional artwork and lyrics, and the record itself, it's really cool looking. Came in kind of like in splatter, I guess, splatter blue, purple vinyl. I don't know if you can see it very well there, but it looks really cool. And the custom labels too. Great looking record. The album is, I have listened to it a couple times already. I'm having a hard time getting into this record because when I think of Belly, I think of course the legendary 90s band, and being a little bit up on the edgy side of alternative rock music, and I don't get that vibe in this record. In my opinion, it sounds a little bit too safe. It's not a bad album, it's good, but it just sounds too normal for Belly. I don't know if I can explain that very well, but there are a handful of good songs in there, but I'm not really getting the same vibe from the Belly from the 90s. But I'm probably gonna have to listen to a few more times before actually giving my review of this record. There is a really good song that I liked in this album that is called Army of Clay. Let's check it out.
And when the truth breaks on your face, leaves a stain. Turn it up, turn it down, leave your stake in the kill. It calls you up, it calls you out. No escape.
Alright, so as you saw in those clips, I did go to see Speedy Ortiz, the great band from Massachusetts. They played here in Atlanta a few weeks ago. I also got to get a lot of really cool shots of the band during their show. And if you watch my videos, you know I'm a big fan of Speedy Ortiz, and I pre-ordered the newest album. This one's called TWERP Verse. I also got it signed by Sadie of Speedy Ortiz. And this album came in with a really cool artwork. Of course, done by Sadie, from the lead singer of the band. Really cool stuff coming in from her and the band. Here's the inner sleeve. Came in with a lot of stuff in the packaging. Really long lyrics sheet with all the lyrics from the album. It also came in, I think, with a couple of stickers too, if I remember right. Yep. Came in with the MP3 code and CARPARK record stickers and Speedy Ortiz sticker too. And the record itself is this may be one of my favorite records, favorite looking records so far that I have in my collection. Really cool color vinyl, kind of like a splattered explosion of colors there in the Speedy Ortiz record. They made it look kind of like a bubblegum record, and the custom labels too. And here's the hype sticker promoting the new album by Speedy Ortiz. And if you remember, their last album made it to my top 10 albums of I think it was 2016. Foil Deer was a fantastic album. I was really looking forward to this record. Of course, I had to pre-order it, and since I pre-ordered it, I also got an extra 7-inch single from Speedy Ortiz with a couple of B-side songs on regular black vinyl, more artwork from Sadie. The B-side songs are actually really good. And the record itself, it took me a little bit of time to get into it because it's a little bit different compared to their previous album, Foil Deer. There's a little bit less guitars and a little bit more synthesizers and a little bit more keyboards, but it's done really well, very well. I usually don't like it when bands do that, but in this case they actually did it very well. It takes a couple of listens to get into it, but it's actually a really good album. Lots of catchy tunes, indie rock music. In my opinion, Speedy Ortiz is one of the best indie rock bands out there right now. There's a great song, actually one of the songs that I like the most in this record is a song called Sports Death. Let's check it out.
You're part of our clan. Never watch your back again. Listen in, the new professionals have got a plan. Sure, it's smart, trusting us thus far. Listen in, the new professionals have got a plan. Listen on your days, bending backwards to reach your goal.
that was a short clip of Courtney Barnett playing live at Shaky Knees Festival just a few weeks ago and here in Atlanta. She played what I believe was the best, or one of the best shows of that festival. She did a great job. I've seen Courtney Barnett before when she played with Kurt Vile last year, but I've never seen her play her own thing in a concert, and she was phenomenal. She did a great job at that festival, and she also released a brand new album, which is fantastic as well. This is Courtney Barnett with Tell Me How You Really Feel, and this one came in just a few weeks ago on Mom and Pop Records. And there's the picture of Courtney in the front. Really cool packaging in this one. This one actually came in with a lot of promo items when I bought it. I got the exclusive indie record store release that some of the record stores out there had it. And it came in with a nice bag, like a tote bag of Courtney Barnett with the name of the record. It also came in with a poster. Well, it came in with a promo postcard of the album. Also came in with a large poster as well of the record. It was folded a little bit, but it works. Poster of the new album too. Also came in with a poster of Mama Pop Records. It may look familiar because it also came in with the record store day release that she had just a few weeks ago. And I think it also came in with a sticker. Let me see. Yeah, it came in with a tiny sticker of the record and the MP3 code too. Or actually, this is the wrong MP3 code, but it also came in with an MP3 code, which is somewhere in there. But the album itself on gatefold, like mirror-like gatefold, which looks really awesome. There's my computer and my camera. Yeah, the lyrics are there, but they're really hard to read, of course. And the record itself came in on color vinyl, since it was the exclusive indie record store day release, or indie record store release of the album, on kind of like a transparent red vinyl and the custom labels. Actually, this came in before I bought this record. I stopped by the record store and they had this promo item also from Courtney Barnett. They were actually selling it even though it was a promo item. But it's a single-sided single, 7-inch single, and it has just one song here, which is called Nameless Faceless, which is a really good song. It's the first single from the album. Came in with a cool stamp label. And since it's a single-sided, no grooves in the other side. Also from Mom and Pop Records. Really cool collectible item, I guess, from Courtney Barnett. Yeah, the record is, like I said before, it's really good. If you have been watching my videos, you know I'm a fan of Courtney Barnett, and her last record, I think it also made it to the top 10, my top 10 albums of the year. I think it was also in 2015, 2016, I think. This album is not very different. It's lots of really catchy tunes, but I've listened to it a few times already, and I think I may like this record even more than her last album, which is kind of hard to believe because her last album was just so good. This record is full of really catchy, great rock songs, and you can't go wrong with this record. It's just so many really good songs here. Nameless Faceless is the lead single from the album. It's fantastic. City Looks Pretty is another great song. But the song that I like the most of the record is the third song in the album. It's a song called Charity. Let's check it out.
Hesitation lingers till all unreasonable, as if you care. I know you got your own stuff going
Alright guys, so let's move on to some local music coming in from Atlanta, Georgia. You saw a clip of the Midnight Larks playing in their record release concert a few months ago here in Atlanta. And yeah, this is a local band, a trio from here in Atlanta. The Midnight Larks with their the self-titled debut album that just came in a few weeks ago, or a few months ago actually. Self-released by the own band, it's not on a label. And the album is actually really good. There's the front and the back with all the lyrics, and the record itself with the custom labels, and the really cool splatter vinyl to match the artwork also. Really cool looking record too. They did a great job, the people at the Midnight Larks. And yeah, really cool band, very interesting band. The band has two singers, Sasha and Nikki. They have kind of like their own style of singing and playing guitar and bass. Sasha is actually from England, and she has a lots of influences from punk rock bands. She has kind of like that punk rock attitude as well. And whereas Nikki, she's actually from Alabama, and she has a little bit of that southern twang and a little bit of our folksy this type of music and the way of singing and playing the bass too. And together with the drummer Pietro, which is a fantastic drummer as well, they create a very unique style of music, which I rarely see out there. So, it's a very unique band, a very unique style of music as well. But overall, it's like fantastic rock and roll album. Has like I said, a very eclectic mix out there. Some songs are sang by Sasha, some of them are sang by Nikki, but all the songs are phenomenal on this record. They did a great job in this one. Let's check out a short clip from one of the songs from this album. This one is Summer of the Preacher.
But the voodoo man was only collecting souls. Hot time down in Alabama, fast-talking man with blood on his hands. If I didn't get him, I knew he'd kill again.
Alright, just one more full-length album to show you for this video, and also coming in from Atlanta, the newest live album from the Coathangers. And this one is called just Coathangers Live. Came in just a few weeks ago on Suicide Squeeze Records. Great new live album from the punk rock band from Atlanta. There's the back. The record itself came in with really cool color vinyl too. Seems to be a trend with the color vinyl, with a triple red, black and white vinyl from Suicide Squeeze. Really good live album. If you watch my videos, you know I'm a big fan of the Coathangers. They may be one of my favorite punk rock bands right now. Lots of creativity, very unique style of punk rock. Very talented band as well. And yeah, this live album is good. The sound quality is not really the best in my opinion. I do hear a little bit of a muffled sound. I'm not an audiophile, but it doesn't sound as polished as some of the other live albums could be, which in my opinion is fine. I think for the Coathangers it works fine because their sound is very raw sounding, so it kind of puts you right there in the show, in the gig when they're playing live. So yeah, this is a really good live album. It has a lot of songs from the new record that came in just a few years ago, and also one of the songs from the EP that came out last year. Let's check out one of the songs from this record. This one's called Captain's Dead. Alright, so I have a few 7-inch singles that I picked up in the last few weeks that I wanted to show you. And speaking of the Coathangers, I picked up their newest Split 7-inch single from the Coathangers, and the Black Lips. They did kind of like a split single, 7-inch, coming in from Suicide Squeeze Records, also from 2015. This may be a repress, I'm not really sure, but I did pick up, they came in with the MP3 download. They come in also on color vinyl, split color vinyl with yellow and green. Really cool looking 7-inch right there. The song by the Coathangers is really cool. I really like it. The one from the Black Lips, not that much. It's not really my type of music, the Black Lips, but two really good Atlanta bands anyways. Really glad to add it to my 7-inch single collection. Alright, one more 7-inch single. This one came in from Jack White. This one was actually a gift. And this is his first single from his new album. That is actually a really good record as well. This one's called Connected by Love, a song that really took me a while to get into. The first few times I listened to it, I did not like it at all. I thought it was actually really bad, but the more I listened to, the more I liked it, and now I really like this song. Came in on black vinyl on the Third Man Records labels, and the B-side is a song called Respect Commander, which is also in the record as well, which is a very, very good song too. And last but not least, a new 7-inch single from The Kills, Alison Mosshart and her band. You know, I'm a huge fan of The Kills, and I had to pick this one up when they released it earlier this year in 2018 on Domino Records, and this one's called List of Demands, and this is a cover song originally done by Saul Williams, a really cool song by Saul Williams. The Kills did a really great job in this cover too. And the B-side is a song called Steppin' Razor, which is also a really good song. They do it in their own style compared to the original. And there's the inner or the custom labels. Really cool 7-inch single. Also glad to add it to my collection. And that's actually all I have to show you for today. I actually have a few more things that I think I'm gonna save it for the next video, because I already showed you quite a few things in this video, so I'm gonna save it for the next one. Again, VC, thank you again for watching. I'll put links to all the things that I mentioned in this video in the description, so you can make sure that you check out all the new bands. Again, VC, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.